Good afternoon, everybody. Today I am going to make something with the pork loin. I'm going to make pork fingers, what I call pork fingers, like chicken fingers, but pork. I usually buy it this way because instead of paying $5.99, $6.97, $7.99 for pork loin chops, or you could also do the little ribs or anything like that. If you buy it like this was on sale for $2.99 a pound. So instead of paying 19, I paid 10. So this I can make 2 meals out of. It depends on how many people you're feeding tonight. I'm feeding 4, so I probably will cut it in half and make steak fingers out of half of it and save this to either make chops or put it in the oven. So I'm gonna get this chopped up. I'm gonna show you how it looks. You're gonna need salt, pepper, 2 eggs, and you're gonna need all-purpose flour, and I always use Tony Chachere's. If you don't have Tony Chachere's, you could always salt and pepper your flour or whatever. So let me get these cut up and I'll show you what you do next. Okay, just real quick, when you cut them up, you're gonna want them to be, about this size right here. Now when you if you're gonna do the pork loin, you're gonna notice when you cut your slices, they're gonna have this fat and this gristle. So just go ahead and just slice that off. And then you can make your fingers after that. So it depends on how wide it is on how many fingers. So I'm going to go ahead and just do 3 on this one. And while I'm doing this and I'm getting getting everything mixed up, I've got my eggs. I'm going to put salt and pepper in my eggs. I'm going to mix these up, and then I'm going to put my pork fingers in there. And then in your flour, I'm going to put Tony Chachere's. Now, put a good bit, or even if you're doing salt and pepper, make sure that you do put a good bit. So you want them to be really flavorful. So that should be enough in there, hopefully, and I won't start coughing. So I'm going to get finished. Nope, there goes the cough. The cayenne in there makes me cough. Again, you could do just salt and pepper. I'm going to finish getting these cut up, and while that's going, I'm doing this, I'm going to go ahead and turn my my oil on a medium to get the grease heating up. All right, give me a second. Okay, I've got them all chopped up, and I got them in the egg mixture. Again, this is just egg, salt, and pepper. You can put milk in here if you want. I like doing just the egg because I think the flour sticks better to it. So once you get it, you've got all of them cut up. You just put them like that. You're going to throw them in your flour. Now, you could do your flour in a pot, in another container. I just usually do the bag because it's easier to get them all coated at the same time. And, less dishes. So, once you get them in there, you're just going to shake them up. Make sure they all get good and covered. And once the grease is heated up, we'll get them in there. So I'm going to go ahead and show you. See? The flour sticks real good to them. You could always run them back through the egg and then put them back in here if you want a thicker batter. But to me, this is literally, it's not too over-floured. So I'm going to get these all finished, and I'm going to start them up. And when I get them in the fryer, I'll show you how they turn out. Okay, now that the grease is hot, depending if you have a double fryer like this, if you don't, you could put enough. Just make sure if you put it in like a regular fry pan, you put enough oil where it's going to cover the meat. You don't want to overcrowd it too much, but you want to get as many in there as possible so that, the grease doesn't burn, because after a while, it will. So this first batch, is on high, and then after this batch, I'll probably turn it down to a medium high. And there we go. Okay, so I'm gonna fry these. I'm just gonna make this box of pastaroni. The angel hair with herbs tastes real good, so I'm gonna make that with it. And or you can make mac and cheese or French fries, if you want a whole fries meal. But I'm gonna get these fried up. I'm gonna get this started, and I'll be back shortly. Okay, so you want to kind of like shift them around, maybe flip them a few times. This has been about 5 to 7 minutes, and as you can see, they're nice golden brown. And they will be cooked all the way through when you fry them like this. So I got that batch done. I'm going to get my second batch started. I had to change fires because my stove that burner decided it was not going to get on high. It would only go to medium, so I had to change burners. That's why it's kind of over here now, which is usually I'm over on this side cooking. So, but luckily, my son works on appliances, so he can check it out for me. Anyway, I'm going to get the rest of these put in here and get them cooked. And when they're done, I will show you the finished product. Okay, the second batch, since the grease was already so hot, I did turn this down to medium so it wouldn't just cook the outside, not the inside. So this batch took 4 minutes, but just it's going to depend on your stove and your grease and how hot it is. But just keep an eye on it and flip it, you know, just make sure it doesn't just burn on one side. So I'm going to get these out and I'm going to do my last batch and we'll be ready to eat. Okay, I got it plated up. I like to dip it with Heinz 57. When you fry them like this, when you fry the pork fingers, to me it kind of almost tastes like steak. So I've always dipped it when I make this. I dip it in Heinz 57. You can dip it in something else, whatever. But I'm going to do that. Okay, good. It's crunchy. Cooked all the way, but very tender. Perfect way. Kids love it. They think it's chicken. If they say, oh, I don't like anything but chicken, they will like this. So, quick meal. Got any kind of pork chop, slice it into fingers like this, batter it up, fry it up, make you a little mac and cheese or some noodles like I did, and you got a meal. So, y'all got any questions? Let me know. If not, enjoy, y'all.